Let's take a look at the interface of Fairlight. In our project we've been working in the media pool, under Chapter 9 Fairlight page, if we select that, let's go and just open Fairlight page finished. And we can switch over to the Fairlight page. So again, let's take a look at the common things between Fairlight and the other pages. Very first thing in the upper right-hand corner, we have our viewer. This works just like the viewer in every other page. Above that, we can open our metadata panel as well as our inspector, which we should be very familiar with. And over here across the top, we have our meters. This is a detailed way to see what the audio that is coming out of every single track while it plays. Just like this, we can see everything that's happening on all of our tracks. And on my screen, you can see 39 tracks at the same time. Pretty neat. We also have loudness meters and some ways to really monitor your audio levels right here. In the upper left-hand corner, we have a bunch of our different panels, including our media pool, which we should be familiar with, and our effects, which works just like our effects panel in the other pages. But we also have our index, and this will list all of the tracks in our project in a nice little list. And next to that, we can open our sound library. We'll get into this in a second. It's a very, very cool panel here in the Fairlight page, and there's also a version of it in the edit page. Down in the lower half of our screen, we have our great big timeline. This is where we're going to be doing most of our work in Fairlight, and it's focused completely on the audio tracks. If you hold down Shift and roll with your scroll wheel, you can make all the tracks really, really big or really small. If you hold down Alt and roll with your scroll wheel, you can zoom in and out. And just like everything in Resolve, you can click and drag with your middle button on your mouse and kind of move around. Right above our timeline are our tools. This works a lot like the other pages. And in the lower right, we have our mixer. This is a really powerful panel. We can take the edge and kind of roll it this way and open up a little bigger mixer here. This is where we can not only set our levels for each track, but also mute tracks, assign them to different buses, which are kind of like groupings of the tracks. We have our pan controls, our equalizer, all kinds of effects and everything that all happens inside of the mixer. We'll be diving into that a little bit more in a few minutes. One thing to mention about the Fairlight interface is that it only shows the audio tracks by default, but in the upper left-hand corner of our timeline, we can click this little timeline view options, and we can tell it to show video tracks. And this might be helpful if you're used to looking at your video tracks in your edit and kind of timing things along with them. Of course, we just have a single video here, so it's not really that useful, but that is a really great tool if you're just coming from your actual edit. So that's pretty much how to get around in the Fairlight page and how it's laid out.